Okay, today I want to tell you a story about self-managed node Ubuntu with OKE. Okay, and mainly it is an upgrade test. So you can see on my screen I have an OKE cluster version 1.34.1. For your information, I created this cluster using a Terraform stack. With this part infra, I created first the network for the OKE cluster. And with this OKE part, I created then the control plane. Okay. At start, it was in version 1.33.1, but I did an upgrade due to the last version 1.34.5.1. Okay. So the goal is to see how create a self-managed node using instant pool. Well, the start situation is I have an OKE cluster 1.34.1 created with Terraform. Okay, the stack is coming from the official OKE module, but this is a quick start, more simple. Okay, a node pool with 1.34.1 with one node Ubuntu was created with this stack, but forget it, it's not used during this upgrade test. I created to a self-managed Ubuntu node, Ubuntu 24, manually, and the name is OKE instance 0. We don't mind, this is not used during this test. So, this test is I created an instance pool, one with two Ubuntu nodes, 22, Cube version .1.33.1. Okay, so the goal is to simulate older nodes, okay, that are working now with a control plane that was upgraded. Okay, and this instant pool was created manually. You can see this instant pool here. Instance pool 1, 2 nodes, Ubuntu 22. Okay. I want so be able to transfer pods from old 22 Ubuntu nodes to new 24 Ubuntu nodes. During the deployment, sure, 10 toleration and select and not selector here was used in order to deploy pools only as the VM created by instant pool. Okay. The first step is now to create an instant pool 2 with two new node 24. Okay. Why two new node? At start, I would like to just create one new node, but I realize that with instance pools, I'm not able to be sure of what will be the old node that will be deleted first if I go from a number 2 to 1 on the first instant pool. So I decided to create an instance pool with the same number of nodes that the instant pool 1. So instant pool 2, Ubuntu 24, 2 nodes, in order to replace instance pool 1, Ubuntu 22, 2 nodes. Okay? As you know, you only pay when the VM is started, or if it's bare metal, when the bare metal is here. After they try, you don't pay. So it's not a problem to create exactly the same. Okay. So I had an instant pool 2 with two Ubuntu nodes, 24, but Cube version 1.34.1. Sorry. Okay. To do that, I created a new part in my Terraform stack, here, instance pool, okay? And to be able to create the install pool to end the instant pool configuration too, you know what I did? I did the reverse engineering on the instant pool one with Stack Resource Manager. Then I got the Terraform description of my resources, and I have just copy paste instant pools configuration one and instance pool configuration instance pool one in my stack and just adapt it to number two and do the good update, for example, to use a good image Ubuntu 24 and to good this time the good user data, it means Cloud Init, Cloud Init. This is a part that is used in order to allow to a node to reach a cluster and to go in a K cluster with a Cloud Init order. You need to master that. You can go to see the documentation, okay? Documentation here in order to understand what is the Cloud Init that allow a node created manually to go in an OKE cluster and to become a self-managed node, okay? So as you see, after that, I created a deployment, and if I have a look here, so it's okay. I have here, just to check my SSH forward, because this is okay. Just get the pods, okay. So the pods are now everywhere, on Ubuntu 22 and Ubuntu 24, okay, because I created the deployment after the new instant pool do. But it's okay. Maybe everything could be just on the node of instant pool one. It's not a problem. So now what I want to do a drain, okay? So I want to do a drain of instance one, so the two nodes of the instance one, okay? So and I want to delete this node from the cluster, okay? In this case, all the pods will go only on the two new Ubuntu 24. Just to have a look here on instance, so I can drain this one and this one, okay? Here. So just to be able to do the drain command, okay. So I have a look here. I can take this URL, this IP address, for example, okay. Then go here and I can drain that. Then I can do the same with the other IP address here. And let's go. Okay. So first, I'm going to drain the two nodes, maybe one by one. Okay, first node. Okay, it's done. Evicting pod. Now I can try to have a look to my deployment after that. Okay. So just to have a look to my deployment, get pods. Okay. Yes. So pods only now on 3 nodes. Okay. Now I want to drain the latest Ubuntu 22 node that is running. Okay. Drain. Get pods. And now my pods are running on the two new node Ubuntu 24. Okay. Now, that is done, I can delete the whole two node from the cluster. Okay. Oh, not delete for the moment, but I can delete it here. Okay. In the instance pool. Okay. So instance pool. Now I am going to delete one. For example, if I want action, edit, and just put one. Okay. And now save. Okay. So one, scaling. Okay. We should see a node that will disappear from instant pool one. Okay. Because I have scaled down from 2 to 1. Now, we should see that. I refresh my screen and terminating this one. Okay. What is interesting is I'm not really able to know what will be the node that will be deleted first. But I have a chance that this is the oldest. Okay. And the oldest. And if running this command with OCI, I found that the oldest is this one. And we can see that finally the oldest was destroyed first. So maybe we know what will be the node that will be deleted when doing a scale down on the instant pool, but it's not 100% sure. Okay. But yes, we see the oldest node. Now, sure, I want to continue and to stop the latest 22 node. So go from 0, save. I can have a look to that. Scaling, 0. Okay, so this node was terminated. So now I can delete it. Here I can delete it from my OKE cluster. Oh my God, made a mistake. Okay, Control C. Let's go here. Delete. Not found. Okay, just have a look to the nodes. Oh, yes, this is here. SSH and get pods, get nodes. Okay, so the nodes was not here. Now I can delete this one, the second one. Okay, because I think that it's finished. Okay, terminating. I can delete the second one. So Control V, delete this one. The last Ubuntu 22. Let's go. I don't know why I see not found, because after doing the delete, it was okay. Get nodes. Okay, it was okay. The node was deleted. Okay. I need to check that. But everything is okay. Now I have only 4 nodes, Ubuntu 24, and my 4 nodes with my instant pool 2, so 2 nodes Ubuntu 24. And if I'm going to have a look to the pods, yes, all the pods are running well on the good instance pool VM. Okay? So, as you see, you can do an upgrade. It's very simple to do that. Just to switch from old self-managed node with, for example, Ubuntu 22, version 1.33 for Cube, to two nodes Ubuntu 24, version 1.34, and everything is okay. Do not forget to do drain node, because this is the recommended way on how to work. After that, you can delete the resources, the node, and after that, you can delete this resource from OKE. Okay? Remember, you can do that. I did that with a simple VM, but you can do that with bare metal too. Please check yourself this method doing a Kubernetes cluster test. You need to master the different steps to reproduce before doing that on production, sure. Okay? So remember, it's just a demo. You need to validate that yourself and to check that everything is okay on a development cluster before doing that on a production cluster. Okay? Now, this is a normal path on how to upgrade node in an OKE cluster. So everything is okay. Thank you for your attention.